Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. Before we jump on in though, if you guys have been enjoying the overall price action in the market and you guys are not fearful like this chart is saying to us, then hit that like button and comment down below how you guys are feeling about the recent price action. Also, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, by the end of this video, if you guys did enjoy the video or maybe you learned something new, whatever the case may be, definitely consider subscribing because over 50% of you are not subscribed to the channel. Absolutely insane. So with all that in mind, yeah, the Fear and Greed Index. So we have been watching the Fear and Greed Index for a while now. We do get another update in about roughly 11 and a half hours. We are definitely going to see what happens from there on out. Last week, we did see a little bit of fear. It was about 27, and now we're at extreme fear, which is surprising considering the overall price action that we are seeing in the market, which, yes, we will address the overall price action. But one thing that I do want to mention is the overall sentiment around mainstream media and crypto. What do I mean by this? Well, it's very simple. Look at this. I didn't even have words for it. Jim Cramer, good chance again to get out of crypto and scale out of Chinese stocks as neither can be trusted. Like, I have no idea, like, what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. They have to be paying this guy. They have to be paying. Like, I would argue that some of the big names out there are paying him just to wreck crypto. Not just crypto, like a retailer too. Like, I've said this in the past. You know, you have names like JP Morgan that will create this narrative around crypto that you should not even be touching it. And then all of a sudden they're buying it while the retail sector is just sitting blindly waiting for the next major move, you know, waiting to be told by people like Jim Cramer, now's the time to buy. Now's the time to buy while everything's up like, 300+%, and we're at near all-time highs again, and things are going crazy. Like, this is the biggest problem with the retail sector, is that we blindly listen to people like Jim Cramer that is a blatant clown in my opinion. Like, there's a circus show called CNBC and he just parades around it like a clown. So again, and this was not the only tweet, by the way. Just going back 2 days ago, we seen it's not too late to get out of anything created or related to crypto. The funny thing about this is that this was another time, in my opinion, to jump into crypto. And he's quoting this tweet from John Reed Stark, which is just talking about the turmoil in crypto and how, expect more crypto runs to trigger, more crypto defendants to be charged, and more crypto story to be told, pretty much creating that fear narrative around how crypto's about to collapse yet again and this, that. Who is this guy? Like, what is this guy doing? Like, going back a couple more days ago to the 4th of January, we did see another crypto Ponzi continues, talking about, CoinDesk with the SBF crypto empire, how it was a shaky ground, all this kind of stuff with New York Magazine. Again, another mainstream media account that is continuously pushing crypto and pushing SBF, and, how FTX is basically all of crypto. All of crypto is a scam because of what FTX did. Now, mind you, right, this entire first week of January was an incredible buy opportunity, in my opinion, and now we are seeing it. So on the 24-hour span, and trust me, you'll have other buys. Don't get me wrong, you will. But look at some of these tokens. Look at the gains on some of these tokens. 58% on Gala, almost 5% on Zill. Solana 21%, which we all know about Solana. And by the way, look at the 7-day span. Insane. But yeah, these are incredible gains. 7-day span throughout this entire market, you're seeing like 50+% gains, up to 115, almost 116%. Like, this is what they want you out of. They don't want you getting any type of gain during this time. Stay out of crypto. Stay out of crypto. What am I going to buy? Stocks? I mean, stocks look pretty rough right now. But yes, I do think that stocks will have a little bit of a relief rally too, most likely today. Futures are trading. So currently, I mean, like by the time that this video goes live, stocks are going to be open. This video will be going live at noon. I'm recording this a little bit ahead of time just so that I have enough time to render it out fully. But nonetheless, like, you know, we're seeing some futures looking pretty good here. Nothing too crazy. The Dow up like 100, S&P up like 16. You're seeing the NASDAQ up about 50 points. So, like, these are not incredible, but it's still some nice green in the market. I mean, listen, like, I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, you know, this sucks. Why, this is nothing. No, like, listen, this is great to see. It's been a very long time since we've seen green in this market. Now, one thing that I am going to say that kind of sucks is that the fact that XRP is really not performing as well as we would want it to be, right? But it's okay, because I do think that we will see some nice price action from XRP's side. I think that eventually, when we really kind of look at like flare dropping and things like that, like I really do think that we will have a good week for XRP, hopefully. You know, sentiment around it, we started to see a little bit of a huge spike in positive sentiment around these two networks. This is XRP and Ethereum. I'm going to be focusing more on XRP. Shout out to XRP Crypto Will for this, but we do see over here, while communities behind these two assets are euphoric, which, I mean, I'm not really that euphoric around it, to be honest with you, just because we haven't seen incredible price action. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will have to go through another depression cycle. So here we have a few things down here. So we'll start with the on-chain data. So with crypto market caps bouncing very much in independent directions, we're seeing notably euphoric crowd sentiment on XRP and Ethereum. Traders are less interested in Bitcoin, BNB, and ADA. Historically, bearish sentiment projects become better on average, or perform better on average, sorry. So yeah, I mean, like, they most likely will. We have been focused on XRP a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I do have the price chart over here, which we can jump into here in a second. I'm hoping with the drop with Flare today, I'm hoping that we see a little bit more of a push up on price action with XRP. It might happen, it might not. Listen, when we really kind of look at XRP, we recently did see a nice spike back here. I think it was in November. It wasn't anything crazy, but we jumped up to like about 42 cents. But then with the market conditions, yes, we dropped out again. I've just mentioned multiple times in the past that I'm looking at some nice price action under 32 cents if we do see it. Right now, a lot of this market is at some peak resistance. I'm just going to tell you guys that right now. The gains have been incredible, but when we look at, we'll just go to two charts side by side. So one, yes, I'm going to be talking about the US dollar here in a second, but I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about Bitcoin. I know it's Bitcoin. I get it, guys, because I know that you guys don't like me talking about Bitcoin. But I just want to say, like, as we look at Bitcoin, things are getting a little bit exciting. I mean, like, listen, we're on the 3-day chart here. When we look at this, yes, we are still fighting that resistance. The last time that we fought this resistance and lost, I'm not going to go to the top candle here just because it doesn't make sense to. I mean, technically it does, but we're going to go off of the drop that we've seen from this point. This was about a 9% drop. The last, if we repeat this 9% drop, which, you know, is it guaranteed to do the same exact move? No, not necessarily. But we would be at about roughly 15,000, like $500, $700 roughly within that range. Now, is this exactly what I'm expecting? Not necessarily, but if we do repeat the same exact drop, if we have a nice little pump above resistance, which I think a lot of people are kind of expecting, I think realistically speaking, when we look at 17.5K, this is the area that a lot of people are looking at. I don't know if it's because of the daily, because I've seen a lot of people posting charts. So yeah, I can actually see it now. So it's back here, these candle wicks back here from like November. Yeah, I can definitely see it. So, you know, this was an 11.49% drop in total. If we have that 11.49% drop from that point down, again, is this guaranteed to happen like this? No, not necessarily. I'm just trying to show you guys something that could possibly happen where we kind of retest that candle low from November, which would bring us down 11.49% from 17 point, almost 6K down to about 15.5K yet again. And a lot of people are expecting lower. I've seen a lot of people calling for 12K yet again and all that kind of stuff. This is not me being bearish, by the way. I'm just saying, like, this could technically happen. Right now, we are breaking above the 50 daily EMA on Bitcoin, very similar to what we did see back in December. So we got to see if we get that higher continuation. We got to see what happens when we do hit 15.7K, if we have that higher continuation or not. I've been looking at the 3-day mainly. I've been looking at the 3-day. I've been also looking at the weekly, right? The weekly is nearly at that resistance point as well of the 10-day weekly EMA, which usually, yes, we do break a little bit above it, as you guys do see historically, going back to, I mean, we have so much price action here against this. It's mainly going all the way back to like November of 2021 when we topped out and started to drop below it. I mean, we've been trading below that 10 weekly EMA for a while. So, you know, if you are bearish, if you are in shorts, then this would be like your last sign of hope of getting to like 17.5K and having that nasty drop. But when we look at most of the market, this is what we are expecting. We're expecting drops because we are at peak resistance. XRP still at major resistance against the 10 3-day EMA here. If we go to like the weekly, like the higher time frames, we still have a little bit to go. This has been my buy range, to be honest. This has been my accumulation range for a while. But when we look at this, I can't say that I'm buying right now because I want to see us retap the 36, almost 37 cent zone, which again is peak resistance here, and see it come back down to test the 32 cent zone. If we do break down below it, then yes, I am expecting lower price action. But with a lot of the good news out there around XRP with you know, the Flare airdrop, the possible settlement and stuff like that that everybody's bringing up. I mean, who knows, right? Because speculation does go pretty far in this market. You have coins that pump astronomically off of speculation alone. So it is questionable on what will happen next. Listen, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen next, but I am pretty bullish. I even said it over on Twitter as well. I said, I forgot where it was. I tweeted it just earlier today. I said, well, first off, I was wondering if we will pump into the FOMC meeting at the end of this month, which I will bring up eventually again at some point in time. But I said, I'm so damn bullish on crypto for the long term because I am. I mean, historically, when we look at the dollar is dropping out. It started to drop out back in on January 6th. This was a nasty drop on the dollar. I mean, I'm not going to lie here. Like, this was, I know it was only 2%, but 2% on a reserve currency like the dollar is pretty rough. Now, I will say, shout out to Crypto Weatherman over on Twitter, but we do see here, if the dollar breaks 103.38 cents to the downside, I strongly suspect we're going to get some crypto god candles this week. And yes, I don't actually use this terminology that lightly because yes, I do think that we could see some major moves if we do break around, like, so he's saying like 103.38. I'm saying like 103.40. Not much of a difference, to be honest. The only issue that I see with the dollar right now is that we are seeing some pretty low RSI levels with the price kind of just dying here. So I would be expecting an impulsive move, maybe back to like 10 almost 4. So if we do see a move on the dollar to like the upside, we could see a nasty drop on some risk on assets. But I did have a few levels here, so I was actually looking at to see if we do pump back up into this fib level. We got close. We got very, very close, but I was expecting a 4% drop from that area. We got to like 106 almost. This was roughly 106. It was like 105.6. So when we look at this, I am expecting us to retest this zone down here if we don't hold, right? Because we are holding this June of 2022 low so far. And remember, the keyword there, well, the keywords is so far. Now, what happened back here is that we did see an impulsive move on the dollar to the upside. This was about an almost 6% increase in price. Not expecting a 6% increase in price, to be honest, but if we do see that, then that's going to be rougher risk on assets. So we still have to play the cautious the cautious role here, because there's still not a lot to tell on price action right now, because again, we don't have markets open. I can't tell you that right now. I'm recording this a little bit ahead of time. I know, I apologize, but when we look at the market overall, the sentiment around the market, we still see mainstream media very, very bearish on crypto, which is always a good sign. We are still seeing prices move here and there. A lot of things are at peak resistance, so we have to be cautious until we do see a big break. But I am bullish long term. I mean, I can't tell you guys exactly how bullish I am, but I will say this: go look at some of the price charts. Go look at the all-time highs. Go look at where we are right now in this market. Look at the gains that we've seen in the 7-day span. I'm very, very bullish. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.